So in this video I'm going to show you how I fixed my Titan vacuum cleaner. It powers on, but the sound from the motor was a bit more high pitched than usual and there's no suction. So let's get straight to it. Making sure the unit is not plugged in and there's no power to it. First thing to do is to pop the top off, so release the two clips on the sides and then pull up the top, and that is the housing for the motor. It's worth mentioning that the inside was very dusty, so it turned out that the bag that had been installed had split, which then had made all the internals super dusty, including the exhaust filter, which you can see there is all clogged up. So let's go ahead and open up the motor housing, which is done by just removing the three crosshead screws holding it together. And once that's been removed, that will then reveal the motor just there that you see. So this part of the video was taken after I'd actually cleaned all this motor out. So as you can see in the middle of the picture, there's some little fins inside. All that was clogged up with dog hair and debris from the split bag. So what had happened is the bag had split and then all that rubbish in that bag was then being sucked into that motor. It was just full and all clogged, which is no surprise why it wasn't spinning and then sucking. This is the kind of condition that it should be once it's been cleaned, so there should be no debris in and amongst those fins. The next thing I wanted to do was to clean the filter. So this is where the air comes through the vacuum cleaner and exits. So it's normally warm air. This filter was very clogged because it's having to clean not just the air but all the other rubbish that was being thrown at it from that split bag. So I assumed that if we take the top unit part apart a bit further that we'll be able to access this and this filter will come out really easy to clean. That's not the case. There is no way of getting to that filter, so that filter had to be picked at with some tweezers and all manner of instruments that trying to prise it out. I used a vacuum cleaner on the filter for the vacuum cleaner to try and suck out some of that debris. The one good thing that did come about from taking the unit apart a bit further by taking out these little security screws here was that you can actually see the underside of the motor. Now in this example, all that gunk and pet hair that was in the top of the unit was actually all congregating in the bottom as well. So that allowed us to clear it from the top but then also clear it from the bottom. So if you do want to do that, or you need to do that to get your unit working, it uses some small security screws. They're like Torx bits but they've got a little recess in the middle of them. The set that you see on the screen now cost about £7, and that was it really. All I did then was to give everything a quick clean, put everything back together in the reverse order and fit a new bag, and then last but not least just plug the unit in and check that it's working and you've done a good job, that it sucks and it blows from the rear of the unit.